Okay, so let me take my jacket off. I hope everyone's having a beautiful morning, a fabulous day. Okay, I hope everyone's ready to transmute all their feelings into better today. Hope everyone's ready to feel things today. So, on today's live, we're gonna be talking about doing what we want. Cause it's a pickup in the front, it's a back in the trunk, it's a killer, eh, Betty Blunt, okay? We're talking about doing whatever we want. So anyone who like might feel like they personally know me, or anyone who has, seen some of my shenanigans in real life knows that I literally be doing what I want. Okay? I literally be doing whatever I want. Like I'm one of those, people who think things and do it. So, we're gonna be talking about that today, because I feel as though we have so much free will that we don't exercise. Like, girl, you could literally be doing whatever you want. Why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? So, we're talking about that today. We're talking about doing like really exercising those rights. Now, I also wanted to connect this to the last video, which is the fool's journey. Now, a part of the fool's journey, on this journey, you're searching for like gold or treasure or whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And in this time, I feel as though depending on, what you are looking at outside of yourself, you will move differently, right? But once you realize in that fool's journey that it's all about you and about, what you can do in life, et cetera, to be better and be great. And really just accepting and embodying yourself. That's what the fool's journey is about, right? Um, Now once you come to that realization, hey, it's me, then you will start to learn about your own free will outside of what religion you are practicing or what like um strict programming you were following in order to obtain or worship or whatever that you was looking out outside of yourself to make it real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you was looking at outside of yourself that was causing you to limit yourself from your own free will. Hi guys, thank you for immediately coming in and liking the live. I really appreciate you. Yeah. So, now this is why free will is so important because you have to you have to stop looking for places and people and things to validate who you are as a person. Thank you so much, guys. There's so many people in here. If you're in here, please like the live. I really appreciate it. You're gonna have to stop looking for validation outside of people. You're not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? People are not going to applaud you and accept you with welcome arms for all of your mistakes and your failures, but people will love to join once you have mastered it. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people, in the streets know that feeling of, sitting on the bench for a really long time before you was out in the field. You know what I'm saying? So this is why firsthand people know that people are not going to applaud you for all those failures and all those times that you bounce back or all those times that you learned a lesson while everybody laughed at you, and that's okay. And that's why it's important to stop searching for things outside of yourself because you'll become okay with that. Like you'll actually start to expect it from people because you will be so aligned and like conscious within yourself. You're going to know like, oh, they're thinking really small. They're not thinking outside the box. They're laughing right now and they're gonna cry later. And that's like my favorite saying, that laugh now, cry later. How is evening, dear? I hope I'm always watching. Oh, thank you. I will always watching you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for always watching and supporting me. It's currently morning. I'm having a great morning. I just came from the gym. So yeah. It's I'm chilling right now. I don't have that much time up here. I have about like 15 minutes left, but I really want to get this, message out. So that like complete you start to completely rely on yourself for validation, for extra boost. And programming is a really easy thing to do to get there. In order to really truly do whatever you want, you have to program your brain to get used to that. You have to program your brain to accept fear and accept moments of uncomfortability until you just become comfortable with embodying yourself and being yourself, even when it makes other people uncomfortable, or even when it offends other people, or even when it makes other people laugh at you because they don't know what you really got going on. And that's why we talk about this in my metaphysics video. Perspective is truth, and metaphysics is definitely real. Sometimes you can be looking at something and it's not quite what you see. You know what I'm saying? You can be looking at someone thinking, oh, this person's just so silly and so crazy. Whole time this person is a genius. They called Einstein a lunatic for a long time before he got labeled the genius that he was. So I think, like, it's always good to see yourself in your own perspective, in your own image. You know what I'm saying? And this goes back to, like, if you are spiritual, or if you are Christian or religious, they literally told you that you are made in the image of God, right? So the way that, if you're going to truly practice something, the way that that man is portraying and conveying his self is how you should be feeling, not necessarily doing every single step, but you should be feeling that way about yourself. So that's why, like, acknowledge yourself as God is very important. I mean, a lot of people don't like to embody that, and I understand nobody wants to, like, be like, oh, I'm God. But me, I like to. I am. So, yeah, that re- completely relying on yourself for validation, and knowing that when you are, doing what you truly want, everyone is going to hate you. And I think the perfect example of this is, let's just say the name Natalie Nunn. Nobody likes her, A lot of people dislike her. A lot of people, don't like to talk about her looks or whatever. But at the end of the day, she's doing what she wants to do. And that's something, that's a beautiful thing that people don't really acknowledge. And whether that makes people laugh at you or question your character, she does not care. And it's because she's having her way. And some people's, do it what they want mentality is getting what they want by any means. Some people don't like, and that's why opinions and perspective is truth, but not fact. Because for some people, they would say, like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Some people's perspective is, oh, this is her ratchet lifestyle is miserable in itself. But for some people, who truly just want free will and the money to be able to do things that they truly want to do, they don't care. They don't care about if they have a ratchet job. They don't care about if they have to embarrass themselves, because that's not really to them. To people like that, that's not real life to them. Like, what we're watching is not real life. Their real life is what they're telling you. It's, I'm doing what I want. Like, she's like, I can do what I want. This man's not leaving. My program is still going to be running. I am the program. And it's like, when people see someone like that, they don't understand it because it's a very unreal thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I am one of these people who, when people hear the way I walk and I speak and I talk and my expectations, they're like, that's unreal. But this is real in real life. And a lot of times, what is fake? The internet is fake. I've been, working on, just letting the world know who Ani is, because I'm definitely someone who should be known. I've always known that. I didn't always have a niche or a direction, but I always knew that I do you Olivia Rodrigo? She's my favorite. I don't know who that is. Who is that? So a lot of people know my face, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people might know my face from, like, controversy and drama. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people might know my face from internet stupid stuff. When I tell you, more than 60% of that is not my real life. And it's not even really how, like, when people speak and react, that's why people like Natalie Nunn don't care because that stuff is not real. Like people say anything when there's a black mirror in their face. People don't say a lot to you in real life. In real life, people actually might like you. And also people have to remember like a lot of people who are high rank spiritually and it shows up slightly in the physical or it shows up big time in the physical. You have to know that like sometimes people's only way to get a reaction and people love to come in contact with someone who's doing what they want, does not care, gets money and is happy with themselves. So they want to have like some type of interaction with you. And sometimes the only way to get that interaction is by being negative. No, you're okay. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know who Olivia Rodrigo is, but I might look her up after this. So like this is why, a lot of people are afraid of doing what they want for main purposes. Usually is the internet or is usually other people's opinion. But their opinions are not even like it's literally not real. Like if you want to acknowledge that as real, like I sit back and I think to myself all the time, like I couldn't imagine like with the amount of views and content that I do and people who see me, I'm like, I couldn't imagine how many people are just like sitting in rooms talking about me and that's just like not real to me. Like I'm sitting at home eating chicken with my feet up or I'm at the gym. Like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm freaking dancing around town. Like it's just or like in real life, I can see someone who hated me on the internet. And then for some reason when they see me in person, they're like, "Ah," and I'm like, you are just doing me online. You know what I'm saying? But it's because again, it's not real. So you have to understand like just how not real people's opinions are. They're just like they're almost as real as like they're almost like people's opinions are as real as the as real as colors. As real as the color, as real as a red tomato. That's how real people's opinions are. It's just truth. Your perspective is real. Your perspective is real. What you choose to acknowledge is real. But like people's opinions are not. People's opinions are literally like saying, what color is this? And you say it's blue. But who told you it's blue? If you spoke, if you were from a different country, right? And I'm just using this as an example. I don't know if this is a real thing, but I'm sure it is. If you was from a different country where they don't classify colors as blue, they call it something else. That would totally change your whole perspective on blue. You know what I'm saying? Or for example, excuse me. If I say, oh, this is a great example. If I say, what shape is this? What shape is this, right? Now, me, I would say this is a circle, right? But someone who is not taught anything about a damn circle is going to say, I don't know. What is even a shape? Especially if you never learned shapes. So that's how real an opinion is. And I've learned this. You know what I'm saying? That's literally how real an opinion is. Like, an opinion is whatever that person was taught. An opinion is literally perspective through a programmed mind. That's it. That's it. Now, if you are someone, so now understand this about yourself and understand this if you're here, this is what you're studying, this is what you're getting into, this is what you're embodying. So, this is part of who you are if you're here. So, understand that if you're a person who's into metaphysics, quantum leaping, magic, alchemy, spirituality, and you can still be a religious person, whatever your journey is. Um, people's perspective of you is definitely not real because they are in a perceptual system. And we talked about this in my metaphysics video when we talked about if a tree was around, if no one was around and a tree fell down, would it touch the ground, would it make a sound? So everybody's perspective of you who's choosing to stay in a perceptual system is always going to be wrong. It's going to only be true in a perceptual system. But if you break free from a perceptual system, nothing anybody says about you is even true. You get what I'm saying? So, this is why I said people's opinions about you are not real, and you have to rely on yourself for validation. Oh, I, I need to look up this person. You are stuck on that person. I gotta find them. But yeah, so if that doesn't put things in perspective for you, I don't know what will. People's opinions about you literally are not real. People are going to have been through toxic perceptual systems, and they people's perspective through the systems that they've gone through actually are limiting for themselves as an individual. So they're simply, and this is why people say things like, oh, they're just projecting onto you. So they're simply projecting the perceptual system that they are looking at you through. So someone in a perceptual system might say, you're crazy. Someone in a perceptual might say, you're dirty. Someone in a perceptual system might say, you're alone. Someone in a perceptual system might say, you're struggling. But when you break out of these perceptual systems and you truly start to do what you want and you tap into that metaphysics and quantum leaping and that very delusional thinking, because there's nothing wrong with being delusional. But again, if you're a part of a perceptual system, you're going to think that there's something wrong with being delusional. You get what I'm saying? Like, because me personally, right? And this is just me and why I do what I want. This life is not real to me. And that's why it's a lot easier for me to express myself in what the average person would classify as an insane way, doing things that an average person would be able to label and tear down to something horrible. You get what I'm saying? But for me, this is not real. I understand, truly understand, that people are in a perceptual system. And as long as they are in that perceptual system, no thought that they think about me will ever be real. Now, if they look at me through a system, and that wouldn't even be a system, but through a perspective of God, of source, of divine, of eternal life, of health, of wealth, they would look at me a lot differently. You know what I'm saying? But because they are keeping themselves in these perceptual systems stuck, in a system that also tears down them, they will automatically project that onto me because that's all they know. That's all they know. And sometimes when we are in perceptual systems, we judge other people and their decision making. Sometimes someone seems too rambunctious for us or too just like, what's the word? Intense. Uh just like, in what's the word? Impulsive. But why not? What's wrong? I don't understand what's wrong with a little bit of being impulsive. Like, if you're not making, if it's not going to jeopardize your money or, your will to live and be healthy, um which even that, like, that's kind of like flipping a coin when you wake up every day, because we're not all guaranteed certain things in life. We're not none of us are guaranteed perfection. None of us will get perfection out of life. So, like things like pain and hurt or whatever, you're going to just experience, and that's just what it is. And that's how I look at things. I don't see things from a lack mindset, a scarcity mindset, or from a belittling mindset. And I've been doing this for a long time, to the point where, old thoughts that I used to have, I can be angry and just still have like a programming in my mind. And it used to be a judge in my mind, a judge of shame, a judge of insecurity, a judge of desperation. But now, the judge in my mind is always speaking life into me. I'm always feeling confident in my mind and beautiful about myself. I'm always up here somehow, just I've programmed it to the point where I can't speak bad in on myself in my mind. And no, it's like, and it's something that, again, you have to program yourself to do. This is going to take practice. You're not just going to wake up one day and have a beautifully flourishing mind that doesn't want to hurt you. Especially when you come from a world that teaches you to create a judge in your mind or create a evil person in your mind who hates you. You know what I mean? But this is your this is you. You have to wake up in this same spirit, soul, body every single fucking day. Ooh, excuse me. So I feel as though choosing to look at yourself in the highest regard, the same way that I praise Orishas, the same way that I call on God, I do see myself in the same way. I do see myself as divine. I do see myself as someone who can make the impossible happen. I do know that I can break social stigmas and, social expectations. I know that I'm just divinely me and there's nothing like me. And these are the thoughts that you need to have for yourself in order to truly do what you want. And doing what you want starts from the inside. It's not like, I've been this way for a long time. I've always loved myself. And the programming that you choose to tap into, whether you say, "Oh, I'm gonna tap into this depressive programming. I'm gonna play all depressing music. I'm gonna let my room be a mess. I'm gonna let my hair be a mess, and I'm gonna let my butt stink. And I'm gonna be depressed." So what do you expect? So when you start to tear yourself down, what do you expect? You're not taking care of yourself. And you're not taking care of your life. So that judge in your head is gonna tell you exactly what you're doing. You're dirty, you're nasty, you're lazy, you're ugly. It's going to tell you the way that you treat yourself, right? But when you treat yourself so good, and it's like self-love is something that you truly have to learn. You have to learn what it truly means to you to want to get up every day for you. You have to learn what it truly means for you to want to push yourself and endure that pain, because pressure makes diamonds. You have to. You truly do have to. I'm sorry, baby, but that's just not gonna work on here. This is Ani's world, babe. What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm sorry, babe. That ain't gonna work. I'm not sorry, but yeah. So again, pushing yourself to your highest potential, and this is why things like the gym and putting in that work is actually very painful, right? Putting in that work hurts. But like again, like when you work really hard, when people in the hood work really hard, what they do? They go cop a chain. They go flex their pain. When people get really big or really small, what they do? They go hit the gym and they go flex their pain. Their pain is turns into muscle. And yeah, this is just how it goes. This is why you do whatever you want. This is why you let them laugh. You let them feel how they're gonna feel, but you do what you want. You feel me? Like why are you up every day not doing what you want to do? That's insane to me. What's wrong with you? Don't do that again. But anyway. And also know that it's so funny because being alone is not actually being alone. And I feel like I'm on a shroom right now. I'm sober as heck. But like being alone is not being alone. Being alone is actually the most whole you will ever feel. And if you're still going to feel a sense of loneliness due to the everyday programming, but you're not going to be lonely. There's a difference. There's a difference of temporarily, momentarily feeling lonely and actually being lonely every day. And you'll actually learn that the more time that you spend by yourself, you're actually more close to people than you've ever been. You understand yourself, you understand people. And when you get away from people, you'll be able to learn yourself better. When you get away from people, you'll be able to sit with uncomfortable moments in yourself. Like for me, I'm a person who loves love and hates closeness. And I always have. And but because I've spent so much time by myself and getting comfortable with being by myself, instead of looking for something that's going to pull me in really fast, I've learned to accept that part of myself, that I love love and just love me. I think that, and I've learned that, and it helps you learn things about yourself. I love myself so much that I love love. I love that feeling. That feeling is a burning feeling inside of me, but I don't like closeness. I don't like people getting close to my love because it's divine. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make a lot of sense? You learn a lot of things about yourself, and you learn a lot of things about people when you spend some time alone. With that being said, this is Ani's world, and I hope what you get from this video is doing what you want is always the way to go. There's never any other way to live but for you, and to do what you want, and breaking the social expectations, breaking the perceptual systems, and sometimes lifting up your middle finger, maybe even two, and it's Ani's world. Bye, y'all.